Welcome back to News Tonight. Now, the city's metro water is still not able to clean sewers without the men getting into those manholes bare-bodied after the City Police Commissioner and the Chennai Metro Water were rapped on their knuckles by the Madras High Court for contempt of court by not following its order. The Metro Water Department today told the Madras High Court that it would need another 4 weeks' time to comply with its 2008 order that's banning entry of humans into sewages. In fact, NDTV Hindu had brought you some visuals of some shocking acts right on the streets of Chennai, only to receive empty promises from the officials concerned. And joining us on the show tonight is the petitioner for that same case, Mr. A. Narayanan, and an advocate who is also a human rights activist, Mr. S.S. Vasudevan. Thanks so much and welcome to the studio. First, coming to you, sir, I want to ask you, it's been 2 years now. This is something as basic as human rights. This is also even condemned maybe in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Why do you think as basic as something like this is still taking another whole month's time?
It's a very complex subject. In 2008, the ban had come, and then there was I filed a contempt of court petition. In 2009, they formed a 14-member committee to look into the whole issue of prevention, creating awareness about it, getting the right kind of machineries and equipments, and to to train the people, have proper operating manuals for the subcontractors and all that. It's a complex issue, but government is not very serious about the whole issue because you have certain sections of people who can be use and throw. And that is what we have reserved certain sections of the Dalits and tribals, migrants and all that as use and throw human beings. So as long as you have human beings who are disposable, such things do happen.
Right. Now that the Chennai Metro Water Department has asked for a month's time, do you think it's going to get much dirtier now because the monsoon is here? I mean, it's almost approaching, just a few more days to go.
You see, it's one aspect is not just question of the health issue of the person who's getting down and working, but it's also a matter relating to human rights, the dignity of labor.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a kind of case I've been doing for the last 20 years. I found that this is happening continuously, where people are dying, and you know that it is not safe.
Enough, yes.
Now, if that is the government could have done, if not necessarily somebody should have filed a public interest litigation. Now, this gentleman having done that, I think now the time has come for government. If you're going to spend maybe 70,000 crores maybe for games for 2 weeks, or you can spend 400 crores for building a new secretariat, I think the machinery which is they're trying to buy or already bought, I think you require something more than that, just 1 or 2 machines. You require quite a lot of them apparently, because the monsoon is coming and the roads are, half of them are cut, and then all kinds of things happen, clogging and so on. I think, and secondly, the people who work are basically people who are Adi Dravidas and scheduled caste.
Yes.
So, and the Dalits were involved in that. So, I think the kind of talk that is going on about the welfare and so on, and the ground reality is something different. I think
this question is for both of you. At one point when we see Chennai and in India of development and infrastructure, maybe in Chennai when free televisions are given out to people, something as basic as human rights is really being turned, and the state government is perhaps turning a blind eye to that. Do you think that's the sense? Is that the sense you get?
No, it is not only the state government. The entire society is to blame. The middle class is to blame.
So what can you and I do then?
First there are a lot of prevention. Why should you have a sewerage overflow happening? You have, you don't have a solid waste management. People are not conscious about civic, management. People flush out sanitary napkins, condoms, plastics, toys through our sewerage system,
so
through
it goes
the
back to solid waste management.
So better sense has to prevail in the society, and government as they have to show the leadership qualities. They have to lead the society to better management of all these issues.
Right. Sir, as an advocate, do you think there needs to be many more PILs to really push the government to really come out and do something finally?
PIL seems to be answer for everything these days, but there should be a will. Whatever the order the court is going to pass, probably with this contempt now coming up, probably the government is going to act. But it's time, I think the government should take very seriously the issue, because this is a question of life and death of people involved. You saw in those pictures, some of them were quite young.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think they
barely
they
7
look like
or 10.
teenagers.
Yes.
So this is completely prohibited and not unacceptable. This kind of labor that is being used, child labor, or the question of making people get down. Because I think as ancient as Gandhiji, I think, has spoken about the night soul being carried out and the prohibition and the things he has said about it, against it.
Yes.
So I think to still continue after 65 years after independence is something I think the government should take note and stop it.
Okay. So very briefly, another month's time, are your hopes still alive that they will get their act together?
No. Another month's time is given only to file a report. Now, after the report, based on the reports, recommendations of the report of the committee, then we have to start implementing it.
Okay.
So implementation is a multi-pronged attack. One is to get the kind of machines and equipments for it, accessories for it. Another is to create a high level of awareness. You have to take it in a war footing to create awareness amongst the people who are users of the sewerage system, how to use the system properly.
All right. So it's just 4 weeks' time. Perhaps we might see you going back to the courts to file another petition challenging that. But thanks very much for joining us on News Tonight. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Now, like we've been saying, there's also been development in infrastructure on the other side. Chennai is on one side well on the way to becoming a leading global city, being benchmarked against the world's best. The city is on the fast track of growth, aspiring to be alongside the likes of cities like New York, Hong Kong and Kuala Lumpur. Here is Vision Chennai 2020.
Spanking new airport, ramped up port facilities, ambitious metro project, bio-reserves and infotainment opportunities galore. Get set for Chennai Vision 2020. As Chennai races ahead at breakneck speed, the city is readying itself for a growth curve likely to propel it into the big league. Chennai is gearing up big-ticket investment in industries and infrastructure.
Our past record of success and growth, I think that is well attested, it has been well captured. The second is the environment which is provided. A major part of it is what the government is willing to put on the table and make it a conducive environment where people say we want to do business in Chennai and not anywhere else.
Even Forbes shares his sense of optimism. A recent list released by Forbes identified Chennai as a city of the future slated to grow. The indicators are positive, with the CII in collaboration with the government classifying investment into 6 different categories, namely piped natural gas, tourism, infotainment, developments in ports and airport, Chennai Metro Rail, desalination project. Here, infrastructure plays a key role, and even the government accepted that this area needed intensive support and attention.
While growth is a welcome one, it also creates its own problems. I am aware of the infrastructural bottlenecks facing Chennai. I assure you that the government will spare no efforts in providing international standard infrastructural facilities to Chennai.
With a rich mix of industries and focus on infrastructure, experts believe that Chennai has set new standards of social and economic growth. In Chennai, with reporter Ashmit Kumar, Lokpriya, NDTV Hindu.
Now, a former DMK MLA who posed as an official from the Income Tax Department had conned a couple of people and acted as a retired official of the Public Works Department. He was produced before the Saidapet court a short while ago. The magistrate remanded him under judicial custody for the next 2 weeks. Yesterday, the man was nabbed by auto drivers in West Mambalam area, where he tried to escape with the loot. 25 sovereigns of gold and 20,000 rupees in cash has been recovered. Police also say that there are several other cases pending against the man and that they are being unearthed right now. He was nabbed by the airport police while trying to smuggle drugs in 2003. While being taken to a court in Madurai in 2004, he had escaped from the police and a non-bailable warrant is still pending against him. However, he had managed to survive with his family at a separate house in Indranagar near Porur. On to some national news now. The fate of the Yediyurappa government is to be decided tomorrow, with the Karnataka High Court to resume its hearing on 11 disqualified rebel BJP MLAs. But whatever be the outcome, the BJP government is on a slightly stronger ground after a Congress MLA quit yesterday. It brings the opposition numbers down to 99 in a scenario where every seat counts. Now, over the years, people say Lalu Prasad Yadav has fallen in the eyes of many as a political leader. Well, that seemed to have happened quite literally today when the stage on which the RJD leader was standing had collapsed. Laluji just about managed to avoid a bad fall It all happened at a joint rally of Lalu Yadav and his wife Rabri Devi in Bihar's Hajipur district. A close shave there. Still ahead on the bulletin, does the suburban cricketer's dream actually spell a bleak future?